and good afternoon, everybody. I thought I would get on, and I haven't done a video in a few days, so thought I would get on and talk about bonding, how you bond with your reborn. I know other people have done videos on how to bond with your reborn, but that's not really what this, it is and it isn't what this is. So I'm asking you, what are your bonding way? How do you connect or bond with your reborn? Um, so, um, the ways that I do mostly is to hold them. I think that artists, the if you make your reborn, you bond with them even deeper because you're working with them more. You're you have them in your hands every day. You have their head and their arms and their legs, and their belly plates. You have their body parts in your hand every day as an artist, and you are able to paint and create them the way that you see them in your head, or to the best of your ability, whichever that is. Because I know what I see in my head is not what comes out on the canvas. I had commented in somebody's YouTube the other day that I wish that, and there are times a as a creative person, I do wish that I could plug my brain into a printer and it will print out what my brain is telling me, because not always when as a creator, not always when your brain tells you how to do something, it doesn't always come out like that. So as let me just talk about this for a minute and then I'll get back to the bonding. So as a creator, when I sew, and I've done whether I've done the pattern a million times or I haven't ever done it before, especially if I haven't done it before, sometimes I like to just jump in and do it. Jump into the pattern without even reading the pattern. And some sewing patterns and crochet patterns are like, read this pattern before you begin. Read this pattern, and then it gives you the materials, and again it says read this pattern in entirety before you begin. And we don't always, some people don't always tend to do that. I don't always tend to do that when I'm making something. However, when I buy a new TV, when I buy a new phone, if I get a new sewing machine, if I get a new DVD player, a new almost anything, I read the instruction manual almost from front to back at least once. That's just me. That's I don't know why I do it. I just do, and I always have. If I'm looking at a phone that I want to buy, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy it, I go online to look for the instruction manual, and I read that instruction manual front to back. So if you've never been to my channel before, and you've not been to my channel, if you've never been to my channel before, or you've only been to my channel recently, you will only know, actually you may not even know her. This is the Princess Adelaide sculpt with the Jessie limbs. So she's got bent legs and bent arms, and she's such a cuddle bug. She is wearing a white onesie, bodysuit, whatever you want to call it, with little pink butterflies, and she's got little pink shorts on. And this is Aaron. He is the Grant sculpt, and he's got baby sharks. He's actually been wearing this for a while. But he's got a little shark shirt and little shark swim trunks. So, um, kind of a little bit back to the creating. So, in creating, you bond with whatever project you're making. You kind of have, you don't necessarily bond with it. You kind of get a connection to it. And especially making dolls. Um, Now, I've only painted 3 dolls. My first one I stripped. My other 2, this is one of them. This one was painted by Precious Blessings Nursery. She goes by something else now, and don't ask me what it is, but it's something to do with crocheting and knitting. I can't remember what it is though. Needles and hooks or something like that. The other one that I painted was the Zuri kit, and she's over there. She's over to my right. So, the other one that I painted was the Sophie kit. She was my first kit, and I decided to strip her because I thought I was going to try an ethnic paint on her, but I'm not sure. So, but I noticed even, after my first one and even after my second one, I noticed that they start taking on, once you get comfortable in what you're doing, they kind of sort of start taking on a different, the dolls take on a life of their own. Whatever you're creating actually takes on a life of its own. So, I don't know if I told this story or not. I think maybe I did, but I'm not sure. So, at one point in time, I was, they have a thing for people here in Arizona. It's called, or southern Arizona, it's called Camp Wellness. And it's for people who suffer from mental illness. It's great. You meet a lot of people. You get to go exercise. You get to learn about nutrition and about a little bit about your illness. Just a variety of things. And it's really nice. So, a couple of people and I decided we were going to give gifts to all the teachers that we had during our, what was it, 8 weeks, I think it is, that we had. And so sorry, I'm looking at the time. I have an appointment. Somebody's supposed to come pick me up later. So, we decided to make like a vase. We got, plastic fake flowers and stuff, and we got different glasses and things. And one of the secretary is blind. I don't know if she still works there or not. I haven't been there for a long time. I went in 2013, and I had a great time. So, but this secretary was blind, and so one of the things that I did was I would think about the person, and I would hold whatever jar that we were using at that time. And for her, what we did was we glued bells around the edge so she could hear it, and we gave it a lot of texture so she could feel it. And so when you are a creator, whether you call yourself an artist or not, when you make something, when you create something, sometimes that thing tends to, if you're thinking about who you're going to give it to, sometimes that thing likes to take on a life of its own. I showed one of my dolls briefly, and she definitely has a life of her own. And she's now in a plastic bag so she doesn't get all dusty and dirty and gross. But she has like a massive wardrobe. The only other doll that has a massive wardrobe is Annie, and the tall Annie doll. The only reason she has a massive wardrobe is because I want to get her summer clothes done and her winter clothes done and photographed. My version of her summer and winter clothes photographed and done. I just do. But my little Ariel, she is a redhead, if you go to my YouTube page, it there's the cover picture. It's the redhead with the curls. That's my niece named her Ariel just because of her red hair. So she has a mermaid tail, and I can't remember. Angels or We Nursery is the only one that's seen her and all of her clothes. So, sorry I said your name on camera. If you don't like it, deal with it. I don't edit. I'm not saying anything bad about anybody. I'm just saying because I know all the drama. Whatever. So anyway, back to the topic. How do you bond with your reborn? I hold them. Now I'm more bonded to him because I made him. I painted him. So I've had him in my, he's been here for over a year. So, but I've had him, and I've had him in my hands, and I've painted him, and I've held him, and I've cuddled him. I think the bonding experience can start with a blank kit. So, if you're looking at the blank, I think it's easier if you're not going to buy the baby that is made with the blank kit, then you better bond with the blank kit. I say this because I have seen blank kits that I absolutely adore, but once I see them painted by various artists, I don't like it. I've seen babies painted reborns that I adore, but I see the blank kit and I don't like it. The Emmy kit is one of them. I don't like the kit. I've not seen her in person. I've not seen the kit in person. I've only seen it, on the website. But some of the artist renditions of that baby are gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And so I think sometimes you need to bond with the kit. I think some people bond with their babies with the clothes that they buy. They, they have cute clothes, so they bond with their babies that way. Some people bond with their babies bottle feeding them. Some people bond with their babies feeding them in general. Some people bond with their reborns. Reborns. I gotta keep saying reborns instead of babies because my mind just whatever. So some people bond with their reborns by holding them. Some people bond with them through their clothes. They, if you find really cute clothes for your reborns and you really don't like your reborn, I'm not going to say 100% positive, but if you find clothes that you like, you may bond better with your reborn. Some people bond over the accessories. If you have a crib, some people may not be able to get a crib or a bassinet or a bed or whatever. The only thing that I have is a car seat. I have 2 boppies, which I made. I have a baby nest, which I made. And that kind of helps a little bit. If I was able if I had the room to have a full nursery, I would probably have a full nursery and a ton of babies, a ton of reborns. Excuse me. But, how do you bond? Do you bond just by holding them? Do you bond with maybe feeding them? Do you bond with taking them out? Is another way to bond. Taking them out in public, taking them maybe just for a walk, maybe just putting them in a front carrier and taking them for a walk. That's one way to bond with them. I call it a snuggly because the first carrier that I ever saw, that I ever remember seeing, was called a snuggly, and I think it's by Graco. But at that time, I don't even know who it was by. All I know, it was just called a snuggly, and my sister had one for my niece. And so, I love the front carriers. I had slings for my boys. I liked those too. I liked those better than the front carriers for them because they were huge, and they didn't like either one. But when you have a 2-year-old and an infant and you live upstairs, and your 2-year-old's only been walking for 5 months, no, 4 months, yeah, 4 or 5 months, your 2-year-old's only been walking for 4 or 5 months, and no time before that, just 4 or 5 months, you tend to carry the 2-year-old and the infant up 2 flights of stairs when you live on the 2nd floor. So, why 2 flights? Because it was kind of a split level. It was one of those, you go up like 6 stairs and then you go up another 7 or 8 stairs, or however many stairs there were. But you go up one set of stairs and then you turn and you go up the next set of stairs to get to the 2nd floor. So, but that's, that's how it was. I did use the sling quite a lot at that time. But that's another way to bond with them. Put them in the front carrier, take them to the grocery store, or take them on a walk, whatever. For my dolls, when I would put them in the front carrier, I would always put a blanket over top of them. Some people would ask, some people wouldn't. They didn't make a noise, they didn't move, they didn't, So, it wasn't really a bothered thing. I'm going to move my camera down just a little bit. There we go. There, now you can see their outfits. So anyway, that's another way to bond with them. So, how do you bond with your reborns? What is it about your dolls, your reborns, your babies, that helps you make that connection with them, that makes you just want to hold and snuggle them all the time? Or do you? Are you somebody who doesn't really bond, but you hold them for the cuddle factor, or you hold them for, one reason or another? Yeah, how do you bond? How do you connect with your reborns? That's my question. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, click the bell, give this video a thumbs up, and I will be back sometime, hopefully later today. I don't know when I'm going to make another video. I missed my Tuesday video, which I will do. I actually got the topic from a couple of people, a couple of other YouTubers. One, I think she still has a channel, but she doesn't go on her channel, she Instagrams. And the other one is a family vlog. So anyway, for my topic for Type 1 Tuesday. So, I will see you guys later. Bye! Oh, click the like or dislike. Bye. Have a great day.